Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to bake an apple pie. You're going to need a mixing bowl, a pie pan, and a rolling pin. You're going to need to heat the oven to 425 degrees. So for the dough, you are going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cups of vegetable shortening, and 4 to 8 cups of cold water. For the filling, you are going to need a half packet of dry tapioca pudding, 3/4 cups of sugar, a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 15 to 20 peeled and cut apples, or enough to go over the top of the pie pan. Starting with the dough, you are going to mix flour and salt together. Okay, now that you have the flour and the salt in the bowl, you're just going to mix it up for maybe just a couple seconds, just to make sure it's all put together. Now that you are done mixing the flour and the salt, you are going to add in the lard, and you are just going to mix that in with your flour and salt mixture. I prefer to use my hands just because it mixes better and you get most of the chunks out. Okay, I'm back and I mixed in all the lard. Now you are going to get some water and gradually add it into the mixture until it's moist enough and doughy enough, but not enough to make it slimy. Okay, when you're done mixing in the water, your dough should look like this. If it didn't, then you might have done something wrong. If it's too dry, add a little bit more water, but if it's too slimy, add just a little bit more flour so that it's the right consistency. Okay, now that you are done mixing the dough, you are going to split the dough in half, evenly in half, into 2 balls, like this. Okay, so for now, you're going to set one of the balls aside, and you're going to use one of these balls for the bottom of the pie pan. So what you're going to do is you are going to take a little bit of flour and just sprinkle it along your table so you can roll out the dough. Just kind of smooth it out along the table and take this dough and put it where the flour is and grab your rolling pin and start rolling it out. Here's a tip. When rolling out your dough, you're going to want to sprinkle a little bit of flour on top of the dough so that it doesn't stick too much to the rolling pin. Okay, after rolling out your dough, you're going to take it and align it along your pie pan. Let me show you. Okay, so you're just going to kind of smooth it out along the edges of the pie pan like this. And I accidentally took off a little bit of excess dough, so I'll use that for spare in case I need a little bit more. Okay, now I'm done aligning the bottom of the pan with the pie crust, so let's move on to the filling. Okay, so put your apple slices in the mixing bowl. They fell out. And let's start adding the ingredients. Okay, so here I have a half packet of tapioca pudding, and we're just gonna dump it out into the bowl. Add the nutmeg and the sugar, and just start mixing with your hands. Tip, don't crush the apples. Now that you're done mixing your apples, you're gonna dump them in along where the pie crust is. Okay, now the apples are in, so we're going to move on to the next part of the dough to cover the top. Okay, with the other piece of dough, you're going to roll it out just the same as for the bottom of the pie, and I'll go do that and I'll be back. Okay, so now this part of covering the top of the filling, it's your choice. Sometimes I cut these into slices, and right now I'm just covering the whole top of it with just one thing of dough. Okay, so now that you're done covering the pie, you are going to take a little knife, like maybe a butter knife, and cut 5 slits along the top of the pie so that it allows ventilation. And you are going to stick the pie in for 45 minutes to an hour. Let that bake, and once you think it's ready, put a toothpick in to make sure that everything is done, and take it out of the oven, let it cool, cut a piece, and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.